some foods just appear to have more allergenic properties, and they tend to cause allergies more common than others. So the most common allergy foods are egg, peanut, tree nuts, fish, seafood, and cow's milk, and they're the ones that cause food allergy reactions around the world. So now the belief is that we're introducing these foods in infancy is a good idea, and the research evidence is leading us to be more confident that introducing the allergenic foods in infancy is a good idea and not delaying them. So the old evidence to delay allergenic foods, particularly beyond 1 year of age, that has now been discovered to be really incorrect, and it's better to introduce these allergenic foods. But we don't really know at this point in time whether we should be introducing them at a specific age, but more during infancy. So we've particularly our research group has conducted 2 trials looking at egg introduction, where we commenced egg introduction around 4 to 6 months of age compared to delaying it to around 8 to 10 months of age. And the delayed introduction seemed to be no different to the earlier introduction, but the results tended to be more towards the earlier introduction was slightly beneficial. So it's still not conclusive evidence, but the evidence definitely overall leads us to the thought that there's no need to delay, and that earlier introduction is recommended. And there is one very large peanut study known as the LEAP study, which particularly looked at only peanut alone, but the delayed introduction to 5 years of age was detrimental. So it's better to introduce peanut sometime commencing around 4 to 11 months of age, more likely in the older infancy period, and then continuing peanut introduction and the children regularly having peanut rather than delaying it to 5 years of age. No, not totally, because there appears to be some children who, before they start solid foods, before they start any of these allergenic foods in their solid or complementary foods, are already predestined to have a food allergy. Whether it's something that happened when they were during pregnancy, whether it happened when they were in the first few months of life, something has already predestined them to have a food allergy. And a lot of the studies are now showing that when we introduce the allergenic foods, we cannot alter that. That risk is still there, and it seems to be predetermined before they start solid foods.
So more research is needed.
Yeah, so a lot more research is needed, particularly in pregnancy, and what foods mothers eat, and also while breastfeeding and in the early months of life, what foods that either the mothers expose the babies through breast milk, or which foods the babies come in contact with via the skin is also an area that needs a lot more research.